Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the People's L Pod. This is Lawrence. As always, I'm joined by Logan. Logan, what's happening?
Not much. I'm a little excited. We're getting our YouTube game off the ground. We're doing this in video. One of our first ones I think
Yeah.
we've done in video. So I got to get used to these camera settings and everything. I'm a little zoomed in. I don't know how to fix it, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I'm excited to talk to a big guest in the wrestling world, in the golfing world. I know you're excited.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's that time of the year to start getting back on the course. I'm gonna need some updates. So looking forward to this one. So without further ado, Logan's wordle of choice. Let's bring on the golf father of pro wrestling, Dale Springs.
How y'all doing, guys?
There he is at the gym.
Look at that.
At the gym.
That's how you break 90, right?
The
At
grind never
Yeah,
stops.
it can't, man. Especially when you're on the tour like I am this year, you got to stay in shape.
Mhm.
You got to stay in shape every time. So,
All right. Cool. Well, thanks for taking some time out of your workout to talk to us here. Uh, First off, what's your handicap, man? I mean, you're calling yourself the golf
ooh,
father of pro wrestling, so you got to be in the single digits, right?
yeah, I'll say that. I give myself about a 10 or
Yeah.
less. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
you got to start somewhere.
All
I have
right.
no
Well,
idea
I
what
guess
that means.
I mean he's really good, but that could just be a work. Who knows?
I don't know. You would have to get on the course with me.
All right. Well, hey, you're going to be up here in Everett in a couple
That is.
weeks. Yeah, maybe so. Well, yeah, let's start there. You're making your debut with WAC and also 5cc. Uh, how did this come to be? I know you've wrestled up in the Pacific Northwest once, but never in Washington.
Well, I was in Oregon one time
Mhm.
for a DOA pro, and I got connections with Ricky and Eddie Pearl. 5 minutes or 4 minutes of heat
Yep.
or midnight heat now.
Midnight Heat.
They were good. Yeah. So them, and then I had Sonico. Those are like the three guys like I came like really good friends with because of that. And Sonico also came down to New Orleans before first show. Um, and then we all stayed in touch. And then I want to say I just saw Flex Network once on Twitter, like someone was on a show or something like that. And so I started following Matt and the Flex Network Twitter account. And then eventually he talked about having a show. And I hit him up. I was like, well, if you're running a show, man, I've never been to Washington.
Mhm.
So I shot him a little message. And apparently he's like a big fan. Uh, and wanted to bring me in. And so now he was the first one I talked to. And then Logan Scooter Price, I was talking to him for a good bit, for like a whole year. Because COVID, they weren't really bringing in guys farther away. But
Yeah.
then he just kept saying, he's like, hey, you're on our radar, you're on our radar, you're on our radar. And then this year, and even especially last year, I think we kind of made the booking would confirm in like December. Um, and he said, hey, bro, I was actually talking to Matt and said, you're coming on the 27th. So why don't you want to come on the 26th? I was like, why not? I'm already
Yeah.
going to be there. So it makes it easy.
Right.
And surprisingly, I got a Las Vegas booking on the 25th in Nevada. So that's a
Oh,
big
nice.
loop for me that weekend. So that's going to be a big deal for me. It's
Yeah.
been
Very
the
cool.
biggest thing I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
So I'm a little excited for that.
is that probably like the biggest excursion you've had so far in your short career, going out Vegas and then up to the Washington area?
Yeah, I mean, recently, in 2021, towards the end, I went did a loop with OVW,
Hmm.
and then I had that Friday off, but I went towards Indiana. Because then I did Emerge Wrestling that Saturday, and then I went to North Carolina and did Firestar Pro. So that was like the first kind of big loop I did, and then towards the end of 2021, I went to California for the Young Lions Cup. And that was probably the best experience. My first tournament in wrestling, and that locker room is probably the best locker room I've ever been a part of. Young, hungry guys trying to show out on this platform they gave us, and Ricochet, that's his name. Give him the credit. He was awesome. So proud and honored that he allowed me, a guy from Louisiana, to come in with no experience going to California. I don't even think a lot of people knew who I was in California, to be able to show my talent. And so now we're in talks to bringing me back at some point this year, and I would be greatly appreciated to be able to go back.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the Young Lions Cup. What do you think it was that kind of got you noticed, like you said, from Louisiana? We had Cabana Man Dan on a few weeks ago now, and he talked about
Heck yeah.
how hard it is, for you guys down south to kind of break out of that little territory down there and get your name noticed. What do you think? It's your gimmick got you noticed? Something you're doing on social media, or what do you think got the call for you to go out there?
Well, I did. I saw the post. Someone like told me about it. I want to say it was my buddy who used to live in Louisiana too. I think he tagged me, or even my trainer tagged me, and they said, "Hey, there's this tournament, and they're looking for people. You should just put your name out there and see what they say." I was like, "Okay." And this was like way before they actually even announced the people, so like months and months before. So I was like, I'm gonna just shoot my shot, whatever. So I randomly get put in this group chat one day, and I thought it was one of those spam group chats. But it was actually the group chat for the Young Lions Cup, and there was like 60 people in the chat, and he was like, "Hey, y'all showed interest in being in the Young Lions Cup, and so we are going to narrow y'all down to 16 people. So please be aware and see who gets picked." And then the next day, like a bunch of people got deleted out, and so I got nervous, and they left me in there. So I got picked, and then after that, I did a really good promo on the field, and I think it's also my gimmick. It was different, and they were looking for something like that, so they chose me. I got out there. I had sponsors help me out, and a lot of family and friends and people who really support me and what I do helped me get there. And like I said, it was one of the most enjoyable moments of my career so far that I got to do.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So obviously you're pretty active there on social media. So when you had first heard from Logan there, and we talked to him about this on the podcast a couple weeks ago, but when he brings up that he has a 5-sided ring, was that the first you had actually heard of it, or had you like seen that on social media?
I will say it was when I heard there was a 5-sided ring, and I think I randomly found 5cc just searching up companies, and that was one of them. And I was like, "Is this really a 5-sided ring?" And I looked it up, and I was like, "Well, damn, it is." So I started looking at the pictures, and I even like questioned a lot of people about it. I was like, "How are they having a show in a 5-sided ring?" And they're like, "Well, just look at the ring. Like, it's possible."
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. You don't see that. You see, obviously TNA used to have the 6-sided ring.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got the 4-sided, but you never really hear anybody having like a 5-sided ring. So I thought that was really cool that they had that. But yeah, like I said, I think I found Logan randomly searching up companies and seeing that ring. I thought that was really interesting, and I can't wait to get in that ring and like try to use it to my advantage.
Yeah. All right. Now I want to hear you tell this story to Lawrence. Like I said, I was looking up some of the stuff you did recently. the Last Match Standing
Yeah.
podcast. You had a pretty good story about how you came to be the this pro golfer in the world of wrestling. Can you let Lawrence and our audience, maybe some of those people that are going to be coming to see you at 5cc and Without a Cause, how exactly you came from the links to the ring?
Yeah. Lawrence, I'm about to hurt your feelings. I did not like golf before doing this. I'm sorry, but it's not something I like. But basically, my old trainer and a few of my buddies that I would train with and do shows with, they were just coming back from Florida from a show, and my original gimmick was going to be a rock star, like 80s theme, like Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue style.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on board. My trainer was about it. But then they come home and they FaceTime, or they're on their way home and they FaceTime me. I was like, that's weird. And they're like, hey, buddy, we got some news. And I was like, what's up? And I said, yeah, you're not doing my rock star gimmick anymore. And I was like, why? They said, we have like 15 rock stars on this one show we were just on. I said, no way. And they said, yeah. But like, hey, we got something cooler for you. And they're like, we were passing up all these golf courses and these springs and Springfield signs. They're like, we think you should be like a golfer named Derek Springfield or Springs. And you should come out with like golf attire and golf clubs and all that. And I tell you, my face was so red. Like, I was so embarrassed that they told me that. And I was like, they just had no hope in me. That's what I really thought. But I was supposed to debut in that May of 2018. That was like maybe 3 months away, 4 months. So I was like, I gotta take it and go. I was like, I want to debut. I'm not pushing this back anymore. So, I took it. I ran with it, and eventually I started making it my own. Like, I actually started enjoying it, especially being the bad guy. Like, people hating you because you're a golfer, but then also because you're a heel. Like, that's like a double whammy,
Double heat.
but in a good way for me, because then they're gonna always boo me. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. And then I came up with the Golf Father thing because a friend of mine's mom gave me a shirt from Florida when they went to Florida or Alabama. They went to a beach, and she got a shirt and it said Golf Father. And I was like, is this trademark? I looked, not trademark.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I got a buddy of mine to make me a new logo with like me. Well, actually, you can see that.
Yeah, there it is.
Same shirt, Golf Father. And then that's me. So I got the dude to put a picture of me, a little silhouette of me, and then use the Godfather font.
Yeah.
And made me the Golf Father shirt. So I started going by that. People were taking me a little more serious. And then, but now I'm kind of going with trying to linger towards the pin seeker, because obviously in golf you're trying to put the ball in the hole. So sometimes it'll take, say, a shot it's like seeking the pin, or you're pin seeking. So I wanted to start using that, especially as like a face. Like, you don't always have to hit the finisher. That doesn't have to be the finish. The finish could be like a surprise roll up out of nowhere. And so, a pin, I think that would be pretty cool to start using. And obviously I started off with the Man on the Par, put above you all. So that was something that was really cool. But I think it's just the evolution thing. I just keep coming up with something different.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, I was someone that was like so serious and trying to be a perfectionist when I first started. But now I think I'm lingering more towards being like almost like a Happy Gilmore. Like I did an undefeated streak at Elevate, which was my home company, and did a win streak for a while, and then I lost back-to-back matches. I fired my caddy, quote unquote, and then it was like I went on a downhill spiral, because then fans were like, he's not what he says he is. He's not. He doesn't have any tournament wins, or he doesn't have any golf trophies. Like, this dude's just saying baloney. So uh, I'm lingering more towards the Happy Gilmore character in a sense of like, yeah, I like golf, and yeah, I can have fun, but I can also be serious when I need to. Uh, so I think that's my way of going forward, and hopefully the fans still enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's finding that balance right between character and the in ring work stuff. Like I think if you look at a lot of the names that people talk about nowadays, especially on Twitter, like the Danhausens, the Warhorses, like the Dan the Dads, those character heavy, but when it's time to wrestle, they can do that. Um, so you
Exactly.
kind of feel like you're finding your perfect balance, your mixture of character and then in the ring stuff.
Right. I'm not trying to be a comedic act. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be some like a Doink the Clown basically, because no
hmm
one was gonna take Doink the Clown serious, dress up as a clown. But I don't want people not taking me serious dressed up in golf attire.
hmm
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely when you were a heel, there's nothing that drives me crazier than someone who's good at golf. But maybe that's because I suck. Like I'm sure most wrestling fans do. So,
Right.
right. But so now you mentioned that you're down there in Louisiana. What's the scene down there? That's not like it's not like a current hotbed that a lot of us hear about up here, but it's got a long tradition of being a hotbed. What's it like down
Right.
there right now?
Well, currently, uh, sadly, because we had a hurricane hit last year at some point,
hmm
uh, like my home company is not currently running. Like our last show was July, and that was our first show back since
hmm
COVID. Um, so that kind of like ruined that for us. Wildcat, I don't know if they're still running right now, because I know Luke and his son are doing NWA, Jay Spade's doing NWA, and then I think Luke also about to be doing like movies and stuff in a different country. So like I haven't really heard anything about them, but they were here. And then we have a newer company, Movement Wrestling, ran by Braxton Hunter, my
hmm
buddy. Uh, we just had our third show. First one was in 2020 before COVID, and then we just had their second show towards the end of 2021, and then the last weekend was their third show officially. Um, I think it's gonna be a really good company. It's
hmm
just it's brand new. They got to work the kinks out, but I would support it up and down, and get to work with them as much as I can. Because I feel like you should still work in your territory, like your state. But like this year, I'm really trying to get out there more and more, like especially like Washington, and I'm trying to get newer states. So like without a call was a big deal for me. It
hmm
was on my list surprisingly. For the next 5 years, I've written out companies I want to work for in the next 5 years, and that was one of them. And when Matt told me that he's basically going to be working together with them, and then all of a sudden I see the poster saying "Without a Cause" now,
hmm
I was like fangirling inside a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
because like I've been following them for so long, and now that I'm technically getting the opportunity to work for them is just awesome. And I really, really hope this leads to more better opportunities for me, like
Yeah.
those bigger companies like Without a Cause, Defy, uh, Beyond, and whoever else. But
Yeah.
I really appreciate Without a Cause and Matt Butt for giving me this opportunity to come up there and to show what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about, it's kind of a good segue into my next question. I wanted to ask your thoughts on this because you are, a Southern Territory wrestler. Right now, if you go on to wrestling Twitter, the big talk is the current civil war that IWTV kind of started over the independent title with AC Mack winning that. Beyond Wrestling, what are your thoughts on this? South, Northeast?
Oh, it's South all day. I don't. I think we really are slept on. I'm not
Yeah.
just saying that just because I'm from the South, but you hear so many guys getting opportunities that are more up north, northeast, northwest, north. You don't really hear about the guys in the South, and
hmm
so Cabana Dan being able to come up north like last year, maybe even this year if he is, that's awesome. AC Mack becoming the independent wrestling champion, awesome. Uh, it needs more eyes. Like the South, the Gulf Coast needs more eyes on us. I mean, you hear a lot about Texas, but there's more to the South than just Texas and Florida. You've got those other states right there in between. So I think the South is being slept on, but with this happening, it's going to give us, I feel it will give us more eyes, especially like Action Wrestling is a really, really good company that needs to be looked at a lot more. TWE, those companies there need to be looked at more, a lot more, and up there with these really good big name promotions as well.
Yeah, it's definitely not a place that for whatever reason that a lot of people talk about. But every time I've like talked to a wrestler from down there or seen a show down there, it's always been very good. So hopefully, you getting an opportunity to come up here, like you said, Cabana Man Dan being up here previously, is going to put more eyes on that area, at least around here. So
Right.
that's definitely something that you can help do. So you're coming up here February 26th and 27th to wrestle with 5cc and Without a Cause. Are there any talents up here that you're kind of looking forward to working with that you've been kind of following that you'd like to get in the ring with?
Definitely, I need to get in the ring with Sonico. I've been telling him this, been messing with him about it. It's got to happen. I think our styles can mix well. And I know a little bit of lucha as well, so it's like I know a little bit of every jack of the trade. You got a lot of good guys up north. I'm not gonna be able to name all of them, but
No.
just honestly, anybody can get it, but definitely him for sure. Just especially out of Oregon and Washington, definitely him.
Okay. All right. Well, I see. I don't know if this is breaking news to you or not, but Matt had told us that you're going to be wrestling Nickander, who is the FSW Rookie of the Year down in Vegas. Have you heard of him, or do you know much about him? I know you said you're going to be going to Vegas for the first time to wrestle.
Right. No, I do know him. He was also one of those guys who were at the Young Lions Cup and a part of it. He was actually in the Final Four. So seeing that and getting to watch him in the ring, I think kind of gives me that advantage over him. Because what he doesn't know is, like, I was scouting him. I actually threw out the challenge on Twitter. And then I think Matt kind of like took that and said, okay, you want that? I'll give it to you. So being able to do that and have someone, give us both that chance to show what we got, especially up north, I think is awesome. And Nick Xander, the heartbeat, can take a hole in one any day of the week. And needs to understand that I'm going over and staying under par.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Top of the leaderboard there for the Golf Father.
Gotta be.
Yeah, definitely. Well, obviously we know that you're working out there, so we want to let you get back to that. But before we do that, where can people find you out on the social medias out there?
Oh, you can definitely find me on Twitter and Instagram, both at Dale Springs Pro. Facebook, just look up my name, Dale Springs. I have merch on Brainbusters Tees. If you just search up Dale Springs, I will also probably get more stuff on What a Maneuver. It's just I got a bunch of designs, so it takes a little time to get them on there. Other than that, you just find me on YouTube. Find me in your local area when I'm wrestling. And other than that, I'm gonna be the man under par, but above you all, I'm gonna be the Golf Father of professional wrestling, and I'm gonna always be the pin seeker, Dale Springs.
There it is.
There
Awesome.
it is. Boom. All right. Catch him February 26th and 27th, 5cc and Without a Cause. The Golf Father, Dale Springs.